This is From Dial Square to Where, the Arsenal Twitter podcast, brought to you by Andrew, the Hinkley Gooner. One word of warning, it is highly unlikely to be suitable for young children. Our show, You Can Be the Star, is the most interactive Arsenal YouTube show. So far, we've had some great guests on the show, including Arsenal legends Kevin Campbell and Nigel Winterburn. The show can be seen on the From Dial Square to Where YouTube channel every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. The audio podcasts are available on all major platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification button. Like the videos and give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. This will really help us get found. Also, please tell your friends about From Dial Square to Where. You can contact the show on Twitter, which is @FromDialSquare or @CrackOfDawn. Also on email, which is from dialsquaretowhere@gmail.com. Thanks for your support.
All right, Treacle.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Hello, welcome to another Crack of Dawn. First one we've done it in absolutely ages.
Hello there.
How are you?
All
right?
good. Yeah, all good, thanks.
Good, good. Well, I say I don't know when the last one was we did.
Ages ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've been busy crafting and stuff, haven't I? So
I know.
I've made the Christmas tree, which is looking mighty fine, and all the decorations that's gone on it.
I know. We'll have to put a picture of that on Twitter so everyone shows. It absolutely looks fantastic. It's really good. What do you? Well, obviously no one can actually see anything. So what? Tell the listener, how you did it.
Well, I've made it out of old planks off of pallets for the Christmas tree, and I've drilled a hole down the middle of it, made it into a Christmas shape, drilled a hole down through the middle of it to all the pieces, and put them all together, and yeah, and then I've made all the decorations out of either wood or wool or material, and a bit of glue and varnish and bells and bubbles, and
it looks fantastic.
It does. I'm really, really pleased with it. I would say that because I've done it. But yeah, I made a string of lights as well.
I know.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Kept me busy.
Fantastic. Well, you've had a better time of it than me lately with being an Arsenal fan and all, because we're plainly shite.
Well, at least one good thing's happened, hasn't it? You've got rid of the
manager.
Yeah. Ray Henry or whatever his name is.
The greasy vampire.
Well, whatever. No idea.
Well, talking about your hobbies.
Yes.
Well, a bit more than a hobby, isn't it, really?
Well, I'd like it to be like a full-time thing, really, but it's just not paying the bills at the minute, so we'll just have to call it a hobby for the time being.
For the both of us.
For the both of us, yes.
But I saw on, I think it was 90 Minutes tweet about an old Arsenal player, Andre Arshavin.
Well, when I seen his name, I was like, what? He likes to shave arses? Arse shaving? Oh no, Arshavin. Arshavin. Right, I see.
Arse shavings. Oh, gonna go for breakfast with a bit of milk over the top. But it made me look into players with weird, or well, not weird, but unusual hobbies. And Andre Arshavin, he was at university in St. Petersburg studying chemical technology, of all things. But then he ditched that and started doing sewing because he fancied all the women in the class.
All the ladies in the class.
All the ladies.
All the ladies.
So he became a fashion designer, and he's got his own label apparently in Russia now, which is doing quite well, which I never knew.
Yeah. Well, that's because we're not in Russia, I suppose.
I suppose so.
So some of these footballers, they've got a very, very weird sense of dress, fashion type thing. You've only got to look at Cristiano Ronaldo.
I know.
To realise that money just cannot buy style.
Well, talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, he likes bingo. He learnt English from playing bingo, apparently.
Marvellous.
And he likes, what was the other thing he likes?
Sitting with all the old ladies, 2 fat ladies.
All the old ladies.
2 little ducks, quack, quack, quack.
Oh, he's into poker as well, isn't he?
Yes, poker as well, yeah.
As well as Neymar and Gerard Piqué.
I would imagine that they all have a go at poker or golf at least.
Well, I'm sure they do poker, knowing footballers.
Yes.
But also, Theo Walcott, I didn't know, writes children's books.
Yes, very good.
As well as Frank Lampard.
Can't disagree as well.
I know you best
best read, really, haven't I?
There's also Petr Cech, as a lot of people know, is a drummer. And he did a single recently with Roger Taylor from Queen for charity. And another old Arsenal player, Moritz Volz, he loves making cakes and baking.
Oh, how lovely. Who was the fellow who likes raising chickens?
Oh, he is the ex-Liverpool player and now plays for Stoke City, Joe Allen.
Oh.
Him and his missus save chickens.
And
now they sort of have a big load of chickens, and he once appeared on the cover of Chicken and Egg magazine.
Oh, how exciting.
Not Vogue or OK, as all the other footballers do.
I was just thinking...
Chicken and Egg.
Chicken and Egg, lovely. I just thought when you said about the magazine then, the Horse and Hound, well, there's a few of the footballers that are into the horse racing and own horses as well, don't they?
Yeah,
race horses.
Michael Owen, obviously.
Yeah. I actually thought his pastime was golf. It perhaps was a while ago.
Oh, they all play golf, I think. Right, 1 second. We'll take a short break and we're back in 1 moment. Now, getting into some really good ones now. David Beckham is into fencing.
Oh, yeah.
Not like in his garden.
No.
With a sword. Well, not a swords, are they? Whatever they're called. Foils, is it? No, something like that. But he goes around Tom Cruise's house and fences.
Marvellous.
Tony Cruz from Real Madrid into a bit of darts. Loves a bit of Phil the Power Taylor.
Oh.
Former Leicester player Matt Oakley is into piranhas.
Oh.
Red belly piranhas.
Oh.
He's got about 15 of them at the last count, I think.
Oh. What, in a pond in his garden, or are they like tropical in
there?
there?
Tank, I think. Keep them in a tank.
That's quite sadistic, really, isn't it?
You can't have them in your garden. What about if a cat fell in there or something, or a child? Yeah, they'd come out like a skeleton.
Wow.
Who's the other one? Oh yeah, this is the best one. No, go to that one in a second. Xavi, who's a former Barcelona player, he loves going out hunting for mushrooms.
Oh, does he now?
He does. It's called mycology, apparently.
Oh.
And also, on occasions, he takes along Gerard Piqué and Gerard Piqué's wife, or Mrs. I don't know whether he's married actually. Shakira.
Is that actual Shakira?
Yeah.
Oh, who's that? She's married
Hips
to?
don't lie.
Really?
Gerard Piqué.
Oh.
From Barcelona.
Well, there you go then. Maybe they all fancy themselves as those
mushrooms.
What fancy themselves as mushrooms? I thought they went picking mushrooms.
Yeah, they went
I was
picking
going to say
mushrooms.
fancy themselves as like the young guns type thing.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, this is the best one, though. Man United's got a young kid called Axel Twanzebe.
Sorry.
And he went on they went on a pre-season trip to America, I think it's 2017, 2018. And I don't know how he came about doing this, but he played a game of Hungry Hippos, and he became a world record holder for clearing the Hungry Hippos game in 17 seconds.
Oh.
And he's got a picture of him looking really enamoured with a frame with a picture in it with a Guinness World Record thing on it. He looks about as impressed as someone that's probably just fallen over into some dog shit.
Well, that's him that looks that impressed.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
He's in the Guinness Book of Records.
Hungry Hippos, are just changing the subject ever so slightly. I've seen this party game where, like, you can play Hungry Hippos, like, with people. And there's, kind of like how you used to do a wheelbarrow type thing with somebody. And the person who's lying on the floor, they have a...
like an upturned wheelbarrow type thing.
Well, yeah, but they don't have an upturned wheelbarrow. They have, like, an upside-down washing-up bowl, say. And somebody's, like, got the legs. I think they're on, like, a little board with wheels, like one of those little dolly trolley things. And they just, like, roll them backwards and forwards. And there's, like, loads of balls. And you have to try and, like, get as many balls as you can. Maybe we should try that around Christmas time.
That's quite good fun, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get those plant things you put plants on, big plant pots with wheels on the bottom.
Yeah, I think they're called dolly trolleys, babe. That's what I've just said, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were called that. But yeah, that would be quite good fun, wouldn't it? Especially when you've had a few. So yeah, we'll just take another short break and we're back in a mo.
Right then, to finish off, what we thought we'd do is have a game of What Would You Rather. So I'll go first and ask you. I think there's 2 questions on each card, so I'll ask you 2 and then you can ask me 2. Okay. Right then, the first one is, what would you rather? Wear someone else's dirty underwear or use someone else's toothbrush?
Dirty underwear, I guess. One has to turn it inside out.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
I couldn't put someone else's toothbrush in my mouth that I didn't know.
Well, yeah, that you didn't know.
Yeah, if it's a stranger.
Same as if it's dirty underwear, you'd have mine on in a flash, wouldn't you, really? But...
Oh, God, yeah. I'll put it around my head.
Anyway, the next one is, what would you rather? Have a finger as a tongue or have a tongue as a finger?
Oh. Have a tongue as a finger, I guess. And
Tongue
just wear some mittens.
A finger as a tongue.
That's
weird.
Imagine like going to kiss someone in a nightclub or something.
It's like poking them
Poke him in the eye.
It's like going to kiss nibbles around.
Oh, just push your finger up her nose.
Here you go.
Right.
Oh dear.
Would you rather wear wet socks for the rest of your life,
No,
or
definitely not.
only be allowed to wash your hair once a year?
I think I just have to go for the washing my hair once a year. It starts cleaning itself anyway.
Well, that's what they say, but apparently it's rank.
Well, yeah, it'd be pretty disgusting, really, wouldn't it? But yeah,
there's a kid actually in Max's school. Max is only 7, by the way, listener. And yeah, the kid running around, whenever I drop him off at school in the mornings, the kid running around with a white kid with blonde hair, and he's got full length dreadlocks right down to virtually down, right all the way down his back.
Good, yeah.
He's only 7. So he obviously never washed his hair in his life.
No.
To get it that long.
Don't like the hairdressers either, clearly. And
no. Anyway.
Parents are obviously hippie type folk, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll just leave that one there, shall I?
I'm going to do a different second question.
Okay.
The second one is boring.
Okay.
Would you rather eat pizza as the only food for eternity, or only eat ice cream as the only food for eternity?
Ice cream, obviously.
Yeah, but that's all you've got to live on, don't forget.
I'd still rather eat ice cream than pizza, to be quite honest.
And just die within a year.
Well, what do you think pizza's going to do to you?
Well, at least you can get different toppings on pizzas to get you 5 a day, can't you?
Well, you get different flavoured ice creams.
Yeah, but not with real stuff in it. Not like
ice
a
cream
bit
with
of broccoli in it, can you?
Yeah, I was just about to say broccoli ice cream with the...
Broccoli and Stilton ice cream?
Yes. Yeah, I'd go for the ice cream, definitely.
Steak ice cream.
Oh, yes.
I'll just do this one more, because I'm cheating.
Oh,
Would you rather breathe underwater or fly?
Fly.
Well, it's a bit obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's going to say breathe underwater?
Well, I don't know. I did try scuba diving once, and in Thailand it was, and the waters were clear and lovely. And in fact, the first time I went out, it was really, really choppy, and I think that must have scared me, because the next time I went, it was clear and beautiful. You could see quite quite a good way ahead, and it just like, nope, this breathing underwater malarkey is just not right.
Yeah, but you're supposed to wear one of those things, you know, like an iron lung. You're not supposed to actually breathe underwater.
No, I know. But that's what I mean. I was breathing underwater because I had got one of those tanks on, you see. Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, right.
I'm a sucker for detail, you see.
Yes, I see. Right then, mine. What would you rather? Give up brushing your hair for the rest of your life, or give up brushing your teeth for the rest of your life?
Well, I ain't got no hair, so that's an easy one for me. I don't brush my hair.
Well, no. I suppose so, yeah. That was a bit boring. I should have... Anyways, what would you rather? Have all traffic lights you approach be green, or never have to queue again?
Never have to queue again. Definitely. I hate queuing. I'm going to punch everyone's face in. I'm just standing there having a chat to the till lady. Oh, did you go on a nice holidays? I'm going, fuck off. Get out of the shop.
What would you rather? Well, you had 3, so I'm going to have 3 as well then.
Right.
What would you rather? Have the head the size of a tennis ball, or have the head the size of a watermelon? It's like Beetlejuice, isn't it, when his head shrinks down to the size of a tennis ball, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'd just have a head the size of a tennis ball just for bants.
So people pointed at you and...
Yeah. At least I could be a celebrity.
Well, I suppose so, yeah.
If you ever had the size of a watermelon, it'd be so heavy.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like John Merrick and get up in the morning and I'd die.
I was going to say, some people actually do have that, don't they? Because they've got what's it. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. You going to ask
I'll do one more then.
Go on then.
Would you rather never lose your phone again or never lose your keys again?
Well, I don't really lose my phone anyway. I put it down, but I always know it's in the house.
You use your phone all the time.
I know, but
only accuse me of
only in the house. It's not really losing
Shall I ring it for you, babe?
And then what do I say? No, because it's on silent.
Exactly.
That's the only reason it gets lost, because I keep flicking it on silent. Yeah, so I think I'd probably never lose my phone again, or never lose my keys again. Well, I used to lose my keys all the time when I was younger, going out. My mum constantly would get me new keys caught. I'll probably say never lose my keys again.
Okay.
Although I haven't actually lost them for ages, so...
would you rather be able to speak all languages or be able to speak to all animals?
Oh, all animals, definitely. I can speak to the animals anyway. I am like the modern day Dr. Dolittle.
Dr. Dolittle, he talks to the animals.
I do talk to the animals, they love it.
I know you do. Well, there you go then.
There we go.
So next week, we try and do another one next week?
Yep. Got plenty more What Would You Rather cards anyway, so we can have another little bit at the end.
Yes, okay.
Of those.
That'd be good. And hopefully, you never know, Arsenal might have won a match.
Well,
I strongly doubt that.
Pigs might fly also, eh?
Well, do you know, Arsenal having the worst run since the 1970s.
I might actually start watching, well, the little bit anyway, because of older
Freddie Youngberg.
Freddie, yes. Oh, Freddie.
Oh, Freddie.
Oh, Freddie.
What's he got that I haven't got, apart from millions of pounds?
Well, I ain't bothered about his money. I just raise a bit of eye candy into really, babe, that's all.
Yeah, well, I look like him, don't I?
Not really, no.
Oh, thanks. Right, we'll leave it there then.
Yes, we will. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks for coming, listener. Thank you ever so much. We're very, very grateful. We'll speak to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Am I stupid, or is it literally everyone in the world who watches football that is stupid? Is it really that hard to run and manage a football team, actually being able to recognise what players should play where on the football pitch? These guys, I mean, Unai Emery reportedly must have got paid off about 14 million, including his backroom staff. Don't know how much went to him, maybe, I don't know, 8 million quid, and he couldn't even work out after 18 months what players to play where on the football pitch. And now it seems it's catching because, and I love him, but Freddie Ljungberg is doing the same thing, and we're still not winning football matches. Now, to me, it's fairly straightforward who to play where on the football pitch. Like, for example, we all know where Lucas Torreira should play, and he just runs off here, there and everywhere. Mesut Ozil, our highest paid player, is not a left winger, but he was played on the left wing. Kieran Tierney is a far better player than Sead Kolasinac, but Tierney was on the bench and Kolasinac played. Socrates shouldn't be a professional footballer. He should just be a grocer or something like that, because he ain't got no skills to play football, but he keeps getting picked. Our best midfield players are just allowed to do anything and everything they want, just run here, there and everywhere, with no direction, no guidance, no coaching, nothing. And then there's our biggest ever signing, 72 million quid, Nicolas Pepe, who doesn't even make the starting lineup either. So it just baffles me that these guys who manage football teams get paid so much money and they just seem to have no clue what they're doing. Whereas it can't be the whole majority of all of the fan base know this, but they don't. So what are we missing? What is it? We can't all be wrong, surely. I just think it should be now we're getting into this technological age, that we should be able to choose the football team ourselves online with a Twitter poll, because I think that's the only way we're going to get this sorted out. It's an absolute joke. I don't understand why we're watching the team that is one of the richest and biggest clubs in the world play this sort of pathetic football, and where we lose to teams that we clearly shouldn't be losing to week in, week out. And it's like a worst run that we've ever been on since the 70s now. And yeah, it's just even my kids now are saying that I'm not interested in football anymore, I'm not interested in Arsenal no more, because we're just a load of crap, keep losing every single week. And I said to them, and I think finally maybe they're understanding that, I said, this is the worst run of Arsenal that you will hopefully ever come across in your lifetime, because it is literally getting to that stage. But obviously it's no comfort to them at the moment, but it is a massive concern when you are an Arsenal fan, because how much worse is it going to get before it gets any better? We haven't won a match since, I think it was the end of October, definitely. We haven't won a single football match, and it's not looking like we're going to win one anytime soon either. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how long Freddie Ljungberg is going to be in charge. I don't want to lose him from the club. I don't want him for the fans to start turning against him as the legend that he is. I don't want him to leave Arsenal, because it'll mean that Dawn, my partner, she won't even be interested in Arsenal no more if Freddie Ljungberg leaves. So it's just a nightmare all round. And we were hoping for, or some of us were hoping for, Brendan Rodgers. He signed a new contract with his club, and it turns out that Rafa Benitez is going to have to be bought out of his contract for about 20 million quid, so that's a no-go. Allegri was turned down last time because he basically interviewed Arsenal and said, why should you give me the job? And he wanted to bring 9 backroom staff with him as well, which would cost an absolute fortune, and he will want hundreds of millions of pounds to spend on new players as well. So cutting down the options of who we're going to get massively. And if we go for the wrong person, just for a cheap option again, we could be in the same situation in about 2 years' time as to what we are now. So I'd really appreciate it if someone could email me or tweet me or send me a voice message onto this podcast, just to see whether it is just me that thinks that it's a bit obvious as to how to improve this team and where we go from here, because I'm a bit stumped now. So yeah, all answers on a postcard. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way, that'd be great. And give me some options, because I'm running out of them rapidly. I'll be back in a short while, so I will. Also, the jury's obviously still out on Raul, Edu, Vinay, and the owners, Josh and Stan Kronk, as I like to call them, because it took ages and ages to actually make the decision to get rid of the greasy vampire, but obviously it was done eventually. I don't think we're going to know how serious they're taking things with regards to choosing the next manager, whether they are going to go for the cheapest possible option, whether they are going to let Freddie Ljungberg carry on as long as they possibly can, because it's a free option for them, being already employed by the club. But the first two matches that we've seen Freddie take charge of, which is really, really sad for me, because I really wanted him to do really well, but it's not going well, as we know. So how they handle this situation is a really, really important part of, well, I'm not overstating it when I say it's a really important part of Arsenal's history, because if they appoint the wrong person again and it gets worse and worse, then where we're going to be? I mean, we know what the run of games we've got coming up in the lead up to Christmas. It's relentless, one after the other, and we've got some very, very difficult games coming up with Chelsea, Man United, Man City, etc. So we're only 5 points above the relegation zone, and with teams like Southampton picking up, with teams like Brighton, who beat us a couple of days ago, winning, and with also Everton having sacked their manager, they will probably not worry about how much it's going to cost to get a good new manager to get them out of their predicament. They could get a new manager bounce. They could start catching us up as well in a couple of weeks' time. So come Christmas, we could literally be in the bottom three, in danger of relegation to the Championship. So how they handle this recruitment now is going to be really, really important, and I haven't got any faith in them, unfortunately, to make the right choice. And I really, really don't know what route they're going to go down, who they're going to approach. I mean, this short list of 12 managers that they've got lined up, that's not a short list, obviously. It's quite a long list. That could take quite a long time to get through, but I think they're going to whittle that down to about 4. And goodness knows who's on that list. So that'll be really, really interesting. But what is critical is that they get a move on, get it sorted as soon as possible. And if we could get, as a fan base, some idea of who's going to be on that reduced shortlist, that'll be really nice, because I can't see which way they're going to go. And the names that we've been given, all the managers are very, very different. There's not one, a certain type of manager that they're going for regarding sort of style of football and what they can sort of bring to the table with regards to how we're going to be playing and what sort of players they would need to do that. So if they're going for all these different types of managers, they are clueless really as to which way they want to go as well, which is a concern, because if they get the wrong guy in who wants to play a certain way that doesn't suit our squad, then what we're going to do then? Because that will mean not only getting a new manager in, but we'll have to get 11 new players as well and get rid of 11 players at minimum. So Very, very confusing times. Don't know anything further than that, and to be perfectly honest, I feel like over the next few weeks, until it all gets sorted and we know which way we're going to go, then the podcast, I think, would be much more fun if we don't talk about football and we talk about anything other than the football, because that'd be much easier, wouldn't it? So that'd probably be the way we go. Anyway, it's only going to be a short episode, this one, because there's not an awful lot to talk about. There's no way I'm going to go into the ins and outs of the last couple of games we've had, because it's just pretty dire, to be perfectly honest. And we've got another game coming up on Monday, and that will probably be dire Straits as well. So maybe we'll just do the walk of life all together, be brothers in arms. So until next week, I will speak to you then, and make sure that you please watch the show coming up on Wednesday. We've got some more great guests coming up, and it's back to the usual format of You Can Be the Star. So we want as many people watching it as possible, interacting on the messages, so that you can join the panel and air your opinions live on YouTube. So 7 o'clock Wednesday on the From Dial Square to Where YouTube channel. So please subscribe, like the videos on there, so we can get more viewers. It pushes us up the rankings there. Thanks again. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye bye now.
Thanks very much for listening. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. We really need your help to spread the word about From Dial Square to Where, so if you haven't done so already, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes and Spotify. Subscribe to the From Dial Square to Where YouTube channel and hit the notification button so you never miss a live show. And finally, please tune in to the live shows. Don't forget, you can get the chance every week to be the star alongside Andrew and his great guests, just for being the most entertaining viewer on the night. Thanks again, and see you on the next episode. Bye!